heard you today. I heard you make that excuse. You talked your way out of that promise you made to yourself. You know that one promise. And I heard you say, not today. And in today's video, we're going to talk about why your excuses are boring and how we can take steps to get closer to our goals and our desires and make them into a reality. So hey, what's up? I'm Angelisa, your host for Braap Babe's Throttle Talk, and today I'm going to push you. Yes, I'm going to push you. Okay, I want you to get out of your comfort zone and accomplish those big ideas and goals. Why? Because I see so much more in you than you do yourself. This is going to be a workshop solo show, and this chat can be applied to anything, but for this podcast's sake, we're going to stick to content creation and our sports. So grab a pen and paper, or if you're listening while you're driving, doing other tasks, just remember to listen to this podcast again, and you can write everything out when you re-listen. I had a great chat with my good friend Jessie Pois. I will leave her Instagram handle in the show notes. And we were talking about life and how easy it is to let things go or give up on some big dreams. And a few weeks later, she sent me this post from Rare Mentalities, and it quotes, "If I'm on your ass about doing better, it's because I see more in you than you do yourself. The friends who let you sit in your comfort zone of your bad habits do not love you as much as the ones who challenge you to do better." And Jessie writes, "This made me think of you. Thanks for being on my ass and pushing me." It was funny. It was really flattering. I know I am a pusher. I love seeing my friends go after their big goals, and I love seeing them achieve it. So, but I get it. It's so easy and fun to create those new and big juicy goals, but what isn't easy is putting in the work. Even when it gets boring, the spark fades away and you feel like you're not making any progress at all. So what's the point, right? I'm not sure of your situation, but chances are, if you're listening to this, then you are on the path to becoming a content creator within your sports. Some of you are passionate about this. Some of you are dabbling in this as a hobby, but hoping you can make some extra cash on the side, because who doesn't love to make a little bit of income while doing the things that we love? Or you might be the one who really wants to become a full-time dirt bike or snowmobile influencer. Let's look back to our goals that we made from the beginning of 2023. Most of us make goals in January 1st of 2023. So if you have those written down, great. Reflect back. If not, if you haven't created any goals this year, now's your chance. Create some goals. We have 3 months left in 2023. We are on month 9, September. So I want you to sit down and either reflect on those goals that you made in January, see what you've accomplished, see if you got close to some of your goals, and just really reflect. And if you haven't achieved some of those goals, what can you do now to make the next 3 months count? Here are a few examples that might help pinpoint or direct you to where you want to go. Your goals could look like these. So these are just examples. I want you to really sit down and figure out your own, or if they're similar to these, you can write them down. But I really want you to sit down and put in the work. So these goals could look like, I want to build my audience and community on social media, whatever platform it is that you love to work with. I want to get better with filming and video editing. I want to have a cohesive branding vibe. I want to hit 5,000 followers on TikTok or Instagram. I want to hit 4,000 watch time hours on YouTube. I want to get better at telling stories. I want to work with brand collaborators and get paid. I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a podcast. I want to jump 40 feet with my snowmobile. I want to drop that cliff that makes me so nervous. I want to ride with more girls. I want to try a whip on my dirt bike. I want to get better at my side hills with my sled. I want to wheelie on my dirt bike. So these are just some ideas. But if you haven't created your goals yet, I just really want you to set some time aside to pinpoint what it is that you truly desire. Now, for those that created some big ideas and goals back in 2023, how many of you stuck to the grind to achieve those goals? If I had to guess, only 20% of you have put in the work every day, and perhaps only 5% of you reached their goals and are onto some new ones. And massive congratulations to you if you are in that 5%. You got after it every single day. You put in the work. I know how hard that is. So give yourself a big high five like that. Hug, whatever you need to do to pump yourself out. To pump yourself up because you did it. You unlocked the secret sauce to what it is I'm about to spill. So congrats. But before I do, for the 80% of you that stopped or given up on those dreams and goals, ask yourself why. Did you lose interest? Why? Did you feel overwhelmed? Why? Did you get bored? Why? I encourage you to write out all of your whys and write out all of the excuses that you made for those whys. I'm going to make a few assumptions, and I don't like to assume, but just for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to assume to why you fell off the motivational train, and it's because life events come up and they were more of a priority. It's because it felt too much and you didn't find a way to strategize or learn how to organize. It's because other tasks got in the way and it's easier to stay within your comfort zone. It's because you ran out of ideas. It's because you didn't realize how much extra time is needed to get tasks done to reach your goals. It's because you haven't seen any progress and you figure there is no point. And it might be because you didn't realize how slow the progress would be and you decided that it wasn't worth your time anymore. I hate to say it, but if you gave up on your dreams and goals that easily, it's because, honestly, you didn't truly desire it. I'm going to call you out. I really am. You can hate this episode. You can hate me for it. You can hate what I'm about to say, but it really does take drive to get to those goals and you find ways to achieve them, okay? I have so many women come into my space and they're wanting to reach their goals, to grow on social media, to get better with filming and video editing and storytelling. And after a couple weeks of hard work, they begin to realize that being a content creator is really hard. A lot more goes into just taking a photo or just filming a moment, especially when you are storytelling and you're getting better at your craft. It takes so much prepping, strategizing, planning, and learning, okay? It's a constant research and willing to learn how to get better at achieving your goals. So, for example, when you take a snowmobile clinic for, let's say, a full day, it's about 8 hours when you're on the snow. You learn some skills and tools to get your sled on edge, right? You learn how to counter steer. You learn how to ski pull when you get stuck. You learn how to ride with your wrong foot forward. After that one clinic, do you expect yourself to be an expert at snowmobiling? No. It requires seat time, right? It requires a whole lot of practice, a whole lot of seat time, and a whole lot of days on snow. You would be surprised on how many women I have met that told me they should be a better rider by now because they've taken maybe a few clinics. but they rarely put in the seat time. It really does baffle me. Yes, taking clinics, they are expensive. I get it. But just because you're taught one thing doesn't mean you're going to know it just like that. Like, you really need to spend the time and to get the muscle memory on how to drive that snowmobile, right? It's the same thing that goes into social media or other techniques on your snowmobile or techniques on your dirt bike. It requires practice. I've always believed that it's the seat time that you gain, it's the work you put in behind the scenes, and it's the experiences you live to training that muscle, and the research and visualizations that you do off the snow, off the dirt, off of the terrain, right? It's what you put in on snow, on dirt, and also off terrain, off snow, off dirt. So if your goals are about your sports and nailing that trick, then this would apply to you. Can you see how this example could apply to other goals in life? If you take a graphic design course or a photography course, how do you get better? By putting in time in learning the skills that you learned through those courses in getting better at your craft. Also note that whatever works for somebody else might not work for you. So you got to learn and figure out ways that works for you so that you can develop your own skills and your own techniques. So I'm going to share how I stay consistent, how I show up every single day, and how I put in the work even when I don't want to. And my secret sauce is called discipline. I know, you've heard it, right? But I need to remind you that if you want something bad enough, you will push those excuses to the side and push through when it feels extremely, extremely hard and out of your comfort zone. It takes action, it takes expansion, it takes pushing through when it is feeling really hard. I'm going to share what I do to stay motivated, determined, and disciplined every single day, and it's called the DMO, the Daily Methods of Operations. And I invite you to listen in, take notes, and try to use the DMO for 3 months and see how much further ahead you are with achieving your goals. I really do believe in this practice, so listen carefully, okay? At the end of every day in a notebook, I want you to have it on your night table, nightstand, and I want you to write down these questions, and I want you to be as specific and detailed as possible. So question number one, what did I do today to get closer to X, to my goal, to whatever? If you have a few goals, write down this question for every single goal, okay? What did I do today to get closer to my goals? So for this instance, let's say you want to grow your audience on social media. So ask yourself, what did I do today to get more eyeballs on my content and get them to follow me, get them to engage, right? Your answer could look like, I created a meaningful reel that I know will resonate with others. Or I created a post that will be going out as an ad to attract more of my ideal audience. Okay. Number 2, what did I read, listen, or watch today that inspired me, that I learned something new and made me take action? And what was my takeaway from that podcast, from that book that I read, and from that YouTube video that I watched? I'm not saying you need to do all 3 every single day. You don't need to read. You don't need to listen. You don't need to watch something, but at least do one of those things every single day. So what I do, I rotate. Every Monday, I have a few podcasts that come out that are content creation related. So I have a couple podcasts that I can listen to. And then on Tuesdays, I have a few content creators that publish their YouTube videos on Tuesdays. So I can watch that while I do my walk and run. And then also a book that I'm reading, I do that in the evenings, and I also listen to audiobooks as well. So again, I'm listening to that in the evening, and I rotate every single day. Number 3 is, Who did I mastermind with and what was my takeaway? Link up with a few friends or online friends that desire some of the same goals. You might have some like-minded women that you follow that are driven just like you are with your social media, that are driven with their sports, and you have a sense of what their goals are. You can reach out. It's so much fun to find people that share the same interests, and it's extremely helpful to have an accountability partner. The journey to becoming an online influencer can be lonely and hard, so finding someone you can relate to is comforting, it's motivating, and in the long run will help support you in achieving those goals. And lastly, my last question, what did I do today to get out of my comfort zone? What did I do to challenge myself today? And there you have it. This is what I do every single day. I am constantly writing out my goals, and I am constantly writing out what I would like to do or what I have done to get myself a step closer to achieving those goals. And if I can't make any steps to bettering my skills that day, I take a minute or a few to visualize. Okay, I'm a big believer in visualizing, and this is huge. So if I feel like I'm having a really hectic day, I always find time to sit with my eyes closed, to visualize, to sit still, and I visualize myself accomplishing X goal. And I feel that excitement, and I feel happiness and joy that fills my heart and soul, and I believe in myself. Another thing, I mentioned this, is I listen to podcasts every single day. I listen to podcasts that aligns with my goals. So for instance, I listen to a lot of content creator podcasts along with goal setting, self-help, motivating, manifesting, photography, copywriting, videography, branding, and sport-related podcasts. I'm constantly learning. Every single day, I'm learning about somebody's story. Every single day. Holy moly, like I am listening constantly and I'm taking notes constantly. I am being inspired daily. And when I can, I will put on a YouTube video while I run and walk. I'm kind of obsessed in bettering myself every way possible, and I'm okay with it. I feel empowered when I take the time to learn something new. And I do this because I am all about personal growth. I am all about being the best version of myself because I want to be a better human being for my daughters, for the people that I surround myself with, for the wife that I want to be, for the mother I want to be, and for the athlete that I've always dreamt of being. And I do this for me, okay? I have big goals, and it's just, I just can't wait to accomplish them. So ask yourself this: are you challenging yourself every single day? And if not, how can you? Yes, we all have our down days. Yes, we have those days where we don't feel like doing anything at all. But I challenge you to sit down to figure out what is one tiny thing that you can do to just better yourself. It can only be 1%, right? What's that 1%? Maybe it is just reading a book. Maybe it is just reading or listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube. But just take note on what it is that you're doing every single day and what you're consuming, how you can better yourself. Challenge yourself with those things. I'm sure you can sneak in somewhere during your day to listen in on podcasts, to watch things on YouTube, to get you inspired and motivated to complete those goals. And masterminding, you might be asking what masterminding really is. It's a place where you can chat with somebody perhaps once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, and that you find a group of people or another person and you can have conversations, discuss any type of roadblocks, and how you can help motivate each other to keep going to achieve those goals. This is a great way to have accountability. So if you haven't found yourself a mastermind friend, hey, what's up? You can always reach out to me because I love to mastermind. I have a YouTube masterminding friend that we catch up every once a month or once every 2 months, and we chat about our goals. So find somebody that has similar goals to you and just reach out and ask, hey, do you want to participate in a mastermind where we have Zoom calls and we just chat about some stuff and how we can help support each other? That's what it's all about, is we need more support from one another to achieve those big goals. And when we find those people, then you can push through a lot of those barriers and accomplish those goals and desires. Okay, I might be babbling and going off, but I'm just really, again, super passionate about this stuff, you guys. And I've been putting in a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do this, but again, I love it. I love self-development for sure. So once you put in the work and you create these habits, such as writing down your DMOs every day, it will help you stay disciplined and in the groove of getting closer to achieving what you desire. And speaking of getting out of comfort zones, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this, but I signed up for my first Toastmasters here in Pemberton. And if you don't know what Toastmasters is, it's a non-for-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. Okay, I just Googled that. But this is a place where you can come and practice public speaking and learn new ways to communicate with confidence. Okay, so I despise public speaking and I don't do very well with meeting new people. So this is the year where I set out to challenge myself, okay? If you listen to one of my podcasts, my years going into 2023 was challenge and to get myself out of my comfort zone. So this is it. Here we are. September, doing Toastmasters. And I'm doing this because I want to get better at speaking on camera. And I figure this was a great place to start. So I want to achieve, big goals here on my podcast. I want to achieve big goals on my YouTube. So I'm just really nervous, but I'm so ready for the challenge. Challenge accepted. Again, if you know me, I sure love a good challenge. Okay. Whew. Big episode, but I talked a whole lot about the goals and goal settings. But if you haven't listened or watched my YouTube video about how to create a vision journal, I go more in depth on how you can create some big goals, tips on how to visualize and hold yourself accountable. So you can watch that episode next over here if you're watching on YouTube, or I will post in the show notes the link to the podcast episode of that. So thank you so much for watching, you guys, and thank you so much for being here on YouTube. And if you're listening on my podcast, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much, and I can't wait for our next chat and our next hangout. Until then, keep killing it safely out there, be the vibe, and I will catch you very soon. Okay, bye guys.